So I just wanted to let you know the reason this video is so long is because I'm trying something new this week where I just want to do a longer conversation about a subject where I talk about it and I let my mind run and I just talk about it for a long time. So it's going to make a long video because I'm somebody who likes to talk a lot. And I'm going to call this series of videos Let's Talk. And if you don't like this type of video, please let me know. And if you like it, please also let me know. If you guys don't like it, I won't make any more videos like this. And if you guys really do like it, then I'll do them more often. So enjoy the video. Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about weight loss. I'm going to update you on my cut so far. So quickly, let's talk a little bit about weight loss itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about it. I'm going to talk about my recent experience. And at the end, I'm going to answer some of the questions you guys have submitted to me. So there are two real things about weight loss. And then there are a zillion bullshit things about weight loss. And I've talked about a lot about the bullshit before, so I'm not really going to go into that. But so the two main things, the two main principles of weight loss are, so first of all, let's talk about number one. It's a basic concept of physics. Okay, so I'm going to quote Neil deGrasse Tyson on this. Essentially, if a physicist were to write a book on weight loss, it would contain one sentence. And that sentence would be that you should consume calories at a lesser rate than that which you burn them, right? So if you think about this in a really simple sense, let's compare your body to a hot cup of coffee, okay? And we know that fat is stored energy, right? So look at the stored energy in the hot cup of coffee as the heat of the cup of coffee. You trying to lose weight is like trying to cool down the cup of coffee, right? But if you put energy into your system expecting to lose weight, so in consuming more food than you burn, essentially, is like trying to microwave a cup of coffee expecting it to cool down. It's just physically impossible, right? So that's the first truth of weight loss. For every single person trying to lose weight, even in case of thyroid dysfunctions, now that gets more complicated, but at the very base of everything, if you can't lose weight, it's because you aren't burning as many calories as you're consuming, okay? Or if you're staying at the exact same weight, that means you are burning exactly as many calories as you are consuming. But if you keep gaining weight and you can't lose weight, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what's going on, you are consuming more calories than you're burning, okay? And the second thing about weight loss is that it depends on the person, okay? So for me, I really like weightlifting, okay? And I would recommend weightlifting to anybody who wants to try it. But if you just can't do it, you've tried it and you hate it, then that's okay, all right? But you need activity, right? It's about nutrition, but it's also about activity. Having more muscle mass and having better cardio will help you burn more weight, right? Being active will help you burn more fat. That's just truth, and everybody knows it. It's always been that way, right? So if you're not into weightlifting, that's fine. But you need to find something you like, whether it be hiking, being on a sports team, yoga, whatever, walking, whatever you want to do, right? But if you're not active and you're trying to lose weight, you need to get active, okay? And so personally, what's worked for me was I started my cut by continuing my weightlifting, just with the notion in mind that most likely my lifts weren't going to increase that much. And I just reduced my calories. And when the weight loss started slowing down, I started adding in steady state cardio to burn more calories. Now people will ask me, well, doesn't high intensity interval training cause you to burn more calories? Yes, but I wasn't interested in that because I had already burned myself out by doing the weightlifting routine. I don't need to go then do another 30 minutes of sprinting. When you're in a caloric deficit, it's a lot easier to start overtraining because your body doesn't have as many building blocks to recover anymore. So I'm not going to go kill myself an hour doing heavy weights and then go kill myself another half hour doing sprints and stuff. What was easier for me personally was to just do some steady state cardio, increase my VO2 max, get higher capillary density, meaning having basically more blood flow to my muscles, and just burning extra calories. Would I recommend high intensity interval training if you would like to try it? Absolutely. Okay? If you aren't into weightlifting and you really, you start sprinting and you really like that stuff, go do it. Right? As far as what the best routine would be for it, if you're not a high level athlete, stop worrying about what the best routine is. Okay? If you are just a beginner and you are trying to look for a plan that you like to follow, say just for example, let's talk about HIIT training, right? High intensity interval training. If you're looking for a plan to follow, then you just need to find a plan, and if you like it and you're going to be consistent about it, then that's the plan for you. That's the best plan for you, right? So this is what we're talking about it depends, right? If you are a natural lifter and a beginner, not a high level athlete trying to look for extra, millimeters and inches in your performance, if you're just trying to get active or try to get more efficient about being active, then the most important thing is frequency, right? So I could say, let's just say that there was let's say weightlifting and steady state cardio was the best way to lose weight, okay? That's not necessarily true, but let's just say that was the best way. If you don't like it and you're not going to do it as much and you're not going to be as excited about it, then it isn't the best way. Right? For me, it's the best way because I'm going to do it, and I have been doing it consistently because I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. If you're not going to enjoy doing it, then don't do what I do. If you like playing soccer, okay, and you really love playing soccer, but you just haven't gotten into it, and if you joined a team, you'd probably play 4 or 5 times a week, then go do that. That's the best plan for you. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. It depends on the person. You are not a high-level athlete, most likely. I mean, most of my audience, as small as it is, isn't comprised of Olympic and, national-level athletes. Most of us are regular people, some more or less into fitness, some just beginning, some more advanced, but it's still the same thing for everybody. It depends, okay? Frequency is your best friend. So whatever you are going to stick to the most, that's the best plan for you, okay? So about me... about my weight loss journey so far, as you guys maybe have seen from the first video, I've talked about how I've been up and down my whole life. This is the first time I've ever done a real, solid, consistent cut. Okay, and I'm going to talk about what some of the things that have been good for me and what's worked for me. So, personally, my goal was my original goal that I set out when I started in January was I wanted to lose a pound a week until May, which ended up being, I believe, 12 pounds. From the week I had started until the beginning of May, it was going to be something like 12 pounds. I know not all the math is going to add up, but I'm just approximating right here. So far, I'm 14 weeks in, so I should be down 14 pounds. I'm down 10 pounds, 10.2 pounds. And to be perfectly honest, even though that is behind schedule of my original plan, I am super ecstatic about it. I'm very happy about it. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, because I've been eating super high protein, high carbs, I've been working out a lot, and my weights have been increasing on my lifts, I honestly think I have most definitely lost more than 10 pounds of fat and have gained maybe a couple pounds of muscle, but it's really hard to tell. So I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm going to keep going until August, and in the month of August, I'm going to maintain for a month. So basically, to put it in really simple terms to understand, the reason I'm going to maintain for a month is because I have essentially been starving since January. My body is slowing down my metabolism because it thinks I am basically dying. I'm burning more energy than I'm consuming, so I'm slowly but surely dying. So to get my body used to my new weight, for a certain amount of time, it's really good to maintain, right? So in the month of August, I'm not going to cut, and I'm not going to bulk. I am going to maintain where I'm at, okay? So that just means I am going to eat as many calories as I burn, right? So I'm going to calculate all my workouts for the week using If It Fits Your Macros. and I'm going to calculate, how intense I'm working out, and I'm going to eat enough so that my weight stays stagnant for the month. And then after that, I'll figure out what I want to do for bulking and what my goals are going to be. I'm not that far ahead yet. So what's worked for me was, for the first time, I've been extremely accountable about it. I mean, first of all, I'm a personal trainer, so I need to look legitimate, right? I have this pressure that, I mean, there isn't one specific person pressuring me. Like, I don't have, like, I'm not trying to audition for a role in a movie, and the directors are like, you need to lose 10 pounds by this month. But it's more just that as a personal trainer, I have a certain responsibility to practice what I preach, right? So I've had that pressure on me. But the other thing that's really helped me was posting the Instagram pictures, making these YouTube videos, making the Facebook posts. I've had this sort of accountability, but I've also been constantly involved in it, right? Every Tuesday I take my picture and I post it. And if it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Every week I'm uploading a video, right? I try to make a post every day on my Facebook page. I watch tons of YouTube videos all the time, and I work at a gym. So by constantly immersing myself in this, it's made it really easy to lose weight. It's made it extremely easy to lose weight. Also, on a side note, this isn't really relevant to what we're talking about, but I was having a discussion with my boss, Paul Scully at Custom Conditioning yesterday, and we were talking about something that was really interesting, that I had never thought about before. But the first step for most people, if you're trying to lose weight, wouldn't actually be to cut down your calories. It would be to start just introducing good foods, right? So if you have a shit diet and you're trying to lose weight, the first thing would be to, forget about losing weight right now, forget about your calories, start learning how to eat well, right? Because if you're used to eating junk food all the time, and I tell you, we're going to restrict all that, we're going to reduce the amount of calories, and you're going to have to start eating all these healthy foods, your brain, your hormones are going to be all over the place. You're going to be freaking out, you're going to be craving, and honestly, nobody has that much willpower, okay? Nobody does. So the first habit you need to build is just eating good foods, eating strong, healthy foods, high in protein, fiber, vitamins, like lots of vegetables, lots of meats, lots of eggs, nuts, fish, all that good kind of stuff, right? The unprocessed foods. Because once you build that habit, right, and then you start getting into the habit of doing an activity, be it go to the gym, doing a sport, doing an outside activity like hiking, cycling, then it becomes a lot easier. You've already built that very strong base. It becomes a lot easier to be like, okay, now I'm going to start tracking my food. I'm going to start reducing what I'm eating. So that's a really important first step. If you are a complete beginner and you have no idea where to start, honestly, the first thing you should do is start by learning what good foods are and start trying to incorporate them into your diet. And if you're really like a basic complete beginner and you have no idea where to start with just trying to have a salad every day. Try to not changing what you eat, just adding in more good stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, once you start eating foods high in fiber, high in protein, you're going to be less hungry, right? If you have like McDonald's at lunch, 2 hours later, most likely, you're going to be hungry, you're going to want more stuff. But if at lunch you had like a steak with salad, trust me, 4 p.m., you're still not going to be hungry anymore, right? Like Joe Rogan says in one of his podcasts, you don't feel like shit after eating a kale salad, okay? You're not going to feel crappy, you're not going to feel hungry, you're going to feel good. So by getting used to eating healthy foods, in the long run, it'll become a lot easier to then start reducing your calories. So I think I've talked enough about all that stuff. Now we're going to get into some of your questions. So I'm just opening it up here. So we've got 7 questions to go through. If at this point, I've answered all your questions and you're not interested anymore, then feel free to like, subscribe, share the video, and, get out there and go get active. If you're curious, well, I'm going to get into the questions now. So the first question, how hard is it to lose weight and try to gain/maintain muscle at the same time? So this is a really common question that people have. The truth of the matter is, it is possible to gain muscle while losing fat. However, you need to choose. You need to choose what you want to focus on. If you don't have a goal of trying to get like really big muscle, you're just trying to get healthier, you want to gain a bit of muscle, you want to lose some fat, then my suggestion would be to focus on lifting weights, getting adequate protein, getting adequate carbohydrates so that your muscle reserves are spared, because your body needs amino acids, needs protein to function. So by eating enough protein and getting enough carbs, you will spare your muscles from being consumed, and focus just on weight loss. That's my advice. But if you are, if you know, if you're, you want to get big for a sport, or you just like weightlifting, you need to decide. Okay, you need to decide what's your focus right now. Like for example, me for the summer, I want to look good for the summer, so my focus right now is weight loss. I have gained a little bit of muscle, barely. I have lost a bunch of fat, so I have focused on weight loss for the summer, right? Whereas in the winter, I might focus on weight gain, and by focusing on weight gain, I'm going to gain a lot more muscle, but I will gain some fat with that. Okay, so essentially, the truth of the matter is, to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time, you need to focus. Either you want to gain muscle or you want to lose weight. And by doing both, you're still going to do a little bit of both, but it's a matter of focus. Okay? So is cardio, so this is question number 2. Is cardio good for weight loss? Absolutely. Unfortunately, cardio at the beginning got way too much praise, and then eventually lost a lot of focus. I mean, you can see all those memes all over the internet, like, oh, cardio is going to make me lose my gains and that stuff. But cardio is actually really good for weight loss because, first of all, the fact of the matter is it burns more calories, right? It's just you're moving, you're burning calories. So it's a really easy way to burn calories. And I would suggest, honestly, if you're starting a cut, I wouldn't start with adding cardio in unless your activity is a cardio-based activity. If you're doing weightlifting, I would suggest just keep weightlifting, reduce the calories, and once the progress starts slowing down, then add in the cardio. But cardio is really great for weight loss because you're burning more calories, you're increasing your VO2 max, and you're adding more capillary density to your muscles. So basically, if you don't know what capillaries are basically the smallest arteries possible, and that's what go like between the cells and supply the cells with energy and blood and oxygen and all that good stuff. So by increasing your capillary density, it'll help you recover faster. So all in all, cardio, 100%. It does not ruin gains. The only way to ruin your gains with cardio is to not eat properly and run super long marathons all the time. Yeah, you're definitely going to start consuming your body's musculature. Question number 3, how to be more productive while doing cardio. This is a great question because cardio, for me at least, is super boring. I really don't like it. So I need to distract myself. And what better way to distract myself by keeping busy learning things? So my personal suggestion would be get yourself a pair of Bluetooth earphones, okay? They can be super cheap on Amazon. I got a really good pair for, I think, $26. I was checking to see if they're with me, but they're all the way over there, so forget it. And they're amazing. And it take an hour to charge. They last like 4.5 hours. I just like them because there's no cord in the way. So it's not like, say you're on the elliptical, like you don't want the thing getting all jammed up in there. So I say for working out, like Bluetooth earphones are the best. And get yourself Audible, get yourself Podcast Addict, and start listening to podcasts and audiobooks. And so you can learn or at least remain entertained while you're doing cardio. So just some suggestions. I only just started listening to this stuff. So for podcasts, I've got Sigma Nutrition. I've got Joe Rogan. Those are the 2 main ones I'm listening to right now, but there are some others. And for audiobooks, I've been listening to, I finished Mastery by Robert Greene, and I'm currently listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People. So, if you got to do like an hour of cardio and that's just what's going on for you, it's really great to just listen. I really like Joe Rogan stuff because he always has really interesting people on. So they talk about all kinds of things and it's just interesting, right? You feel like you're almost sitting at the table being part of the conversation, even though you're not chiming in. I think it's great. So if you want to be more productive while doing cardio, get yourself some earphones, listen to some audiobooks, listen to some podcasts. Okay. Number 4, what kind of interval training should I do? So like I said earlier, it depends. Most of my audience are beginners or intermediate level people. You guys are mostly not elite level people, so we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of trying to get a little bit more out of performance to be the best team or whatever. Most of you guys are beginners, so what kind of interval training should you do? You should do the interval training that you like doing. And by the way, you don't have to do interval training, although interval training is really great for increasing your lactate threshold. So basically, how long you can work while feeling the burn, right? That burn that you feel while you're doing work. High intensity interval training is really good at making that better. So say you're biking and you know there's this big hill and you just can't get up it. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of cardio that we're working on. So if that's the kind of fitness you want and that's the kind of stuff that you like doing, which I find personally is a lot more fun, I'm just not doing it because it's too physically draining on me right now, then just do whatever intervals you like. I mean, you can go search up high intensity interval training, go try out a bunch, and go try out a bunch of different types of interval training and see what you like doing. Personally, with some of my clients, I do, for example, I'll just pick a cardio machine that they want while we're in the gym, and we'll do something like 1 minute off where you're going at a steady pace, not too intense, and then 30 seconds on where you give me as much as you can for 10 minutes. Camera just cut out on me. It can't record for longer than 20 minutes. So I don't know exactly where it kind of cut off, but we're talking about what interval you should do. So yeah, I mean, you should do whatever interval training that works for you, whatever you are gonna do and focus on. All right. Number 5, do cheat days mess up your whole week of a workout? Absolutely. Okay. So don't take this the wrong way. I am not advocating against cheat days. But in the past, my experience with it has been, if you are eating healthy all week and you're just looking forward to that one day where it's gonna be my cheat day, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, and then for breakfast you got bacon, eggs, pancakes, all that good stuff, and then for lunch you're going out, you're having burgers and fries, dinner you're having nachos, barbecue, ribs, all that stuff, you're gonna undo your whole week, right? Because if you're trying to lose a pound of muscle, don't lose any muscle. If you're trying to lose a pound of fat a week, that's 3,500 calories. Okay, so 7 days, that's 500 calories a day. It's really easy if you're eating really high fat foods. And I'm not advocating against high fat foods. High fat foods are really good for you. But if you're eating really fat is really high in calories. So if you're eating really high fat foods, high sugary foods, you're just gonna consume everything. It's a lot easier to eat way too many calories in a day, right? So if you need to eat 2,000 calories a day to lose weight, meaning if your maintenance would be 2,500, and on Saturday you eat 6,000 calories, which sounds absurd, but if you tracked it, believe me, it's pretty easy to do. You could undo your entire week, right? Because if you need to eat 2,500 a day, 2,500 plus 3,500 would be 6,000. So just in one day, if you just went out all day, which believe me, 6,000 calories sounds crazy, but it's really not crazy. Okay, you go to Starbucks, you get a couple of drinks, you get some nachos for lunch, you have ribs for dinner, that's already probably 4,000 calories right there. You would undo your entire week. So my personal, the way I've been doing it now is I don't have a cheat day, I have a cheat meal, and my cheat meal will be whatever I want, and I don't have it every week. If I don't feel the need to have it one week, then I just don't have it. But it'll be whatever I want, and I try to fit it within my calories for the day, or at least I try not to go above maintenance for the day, right? So if I need 2,000 calories to burn every day, then I try not to go above 2,000, but if necessary, I try not to go above 2,500. Okay? So try to not go so crazy with them. Okay, we're almost near the end. Number 6 is gaining weight only about calories in, calories out. Yes and no. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're consuming more calories than you are burning, then yeah, you've already messed up right there. But it's not just about calories in versus calories out. You could eat, if you need to eat 2,000 calories a day to lose weight, if you're eating 2,000 calories of junk and you're not worried about how much protein you're getting, how much good carbs you're getting, vitamins, minerals, all that good stuff, then most likely, yeah, you will lose weight, but you might lose a lot more muscle mass than you intended. So I would focus on trying to eat good quality foods that are going to make you feel good, getting high fiber, high protein, high carbohydrate, so that you can spare your muscle reserves while losing weight. So it is about calories in and calories out, but it's also about quality of food and the percentage of macronutrients. And number 7, this question is really easy to answer. Which cardio workout works best? Now, there are scientific answers to this, but again, for my audience, the best answer for you is the best cardio workout for you is the cardio workout that you are going to do. The cardio workout you're going to stick with, that you enjoy doing, okay? That's the best cardio workout for you. If it's high intensity interval training, if it's steady state, if it's a sport, if it's hiking, if it's walking, whatever you are going to do consistently is the best workout for you. If we're talking about what workouts burn more calories, I don't have any numbers on this right now to pull up, but most likely I would argue high intensity interval training would probably be best, but it's what you're going to stick with, right? I personally think high intensity interval training is best, but right now, because I'm on a cut and I'm weightlifting and then doing cardio, I can't weightlift, try to keep all my weights up, as well as do an intense enough high intensity interval training workout after. It's just not going to work for me. And so that's why I'm not doing it. So I've been more consistent with my steady state cardio. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope I've answered your questions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, happy lifting, happy running, jogging, climbing, hiking, whatever you're going to do. All right, have a good day.